Just a small heads up, minor spoilers to the books Wonder, Fever 1973, and Counting on Grace. This book is called Wonder. It's about a kid called Augie Pullman who has Treacher's Collins syndrome, a face dysmorphia which forms at birth. Because of this, he is looked upon differently. Even though his family protects him, he just wants to be treated normally and not like some freak. This is brought on more as he's going through middle school with new friends, new looks, new fears. And because of this, he has breakdowns while trying to find said new friends. And this is why I feel like this is one of the best books out there. It's a book that really tends to feel like a sad book, but in the end, it's an inspirational story. And the ending is always satisfying for me. That's why I give this book a 9 out of 10. One of the best books I've ever read. This book, called Fever 1973, is about a girl and her family trying to survive the 1973 yellow fever outbreak, which is a deadly sickness that is most commonly found in southern parts of America, the continent, and parts of Africa. But she tries to survive the outbreak even though she's been separated from her family and friends over and over again. This book is perfect if you want to be hit with sadness, and I personally read this book because I knew it'd have a lot of emotion in it, and it did. It has a lot of twists that really do impact the story, unlike other books that I'll be mentioning here. And I don't think this is a book that should be taken lightly, but still a great book. I rate it 8.5 out of 10. I think that Wonder is a better book, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay, so for this book called Counting on Grace, it's a story about a girl, Grace, who has to work in a garment factory for their poor family. And this book is probably the most boring out of the three. I consider it still a pretty good book, but I wish it could have been better. One thing that I really don't like about this book is that it has a bunch of twists that just amount to nothing. It's usually, oh, this one thing happened, but Grace fixed it because she's doing more work now. And it really just happens all the time, and sometimes they even benefit for these, from these losses in the longer run, of course. And because of that, I feel like if you're just a little bit bored, you could probably just pick up this book and it'd be fine. I still really like this book, but it's just boring for me. But it might be cool for you. And because of that, I would rate this like a 5, maybe a 7 at the high end. But all in all, these books were made by some really great people who are really talented. I know I couldn't write anything even close to as good as this, but those are my rankings anyway. You feel free to read these books and let me know how you think of them in the comments. Bye.